Is elite performance about having high level of skills? Or let's consider this question. Is the elite performance decline that we often see these days, is it about the loss of skills? While skills are foundational, evidence from performance neuroscience confirms that the cutting edge of elite performers is in their brain's ability to quickly adapt to new learning requirements. Remember, friends, at the elite level, the game is continuously evolving and your competitions are evolving too to disrupt your strengths. This is exactly what Virat Kohli, a fierce competitor himself, has recently expressed.
Look, when I step onto the field, I have to believe that I'm the best, because I'm not going to allow anyone to think that I'm just a pushover on the field. Fine, you have the ball in hand, but if you get it wrong, you know you're getting hit for runs. And I'm going to stand here all day. If you get me out and you bowl a great spell, hats off to you. But the next time I'm going to be here again. So make sure that you bring your A game.
So, friends, at the elite level, all you need is to quickly adopt new qualities, be it patience or a shot, and master the capacity to execute that on the ground. And this is true whether you're an athlete, an entrepreneur, an artist, or a doctor. Findings from brain research emphasize that the answer to such quick learning and execution is less to do with hard work. Such quick adaptations lie in a brain phenomenon called neuroplasticity. Friends, neuroplasticity gives brain the power to self-change its neural connections inside, as well as readjust its own physical structure to accommodate the newly practiced skills. And once such neuroplasticity happens in your brain has acquired the capacity to reproduce the newly learned skills in the challenging circumstances on the ground without any conscious effort from your end. It just flows out in the moment of need on the ground. It could be an innovative shot or just being calmly present on the ground in the moment of performance. This visible effortlessness, the flow, is what transforms a promising, talented person into an elite performer, friends. And remember, the neuroplasticity in our brain makes it possible for you. Scientists from the United States Olympic Committee and the University of British Columbia caution that not recognizing how neuroplasticity takes shape in the brain would lead and deviate performers and coaches to overtrain on new skills, resulting in elite performance decline as well as unexplainable failure spirals. We've seen that happening recently with the Indian Olympic contingent at the Paris Olympic. And many elite Indian cricketers in recent times have also fallen prey to the elite performance decline. To manifest elite performance, according to preeminent neuroscientist and physical therapist Lara Boyd from the University of British Columbia, the key to such quick adaptations in the brain is to begin by high dosage of practice. I want to be very clear, it should neither be very high dosage of practice nor it should be low dose practice. There is a sweet spot in between. The practice should just be hard enough and then backing it up with a deep sleep at night before you come back the next day for your session or for the game. The most commonly missed area of preparation by the non-elites and the amateurs is this deep sleep ritual in between. Hence, their brain's neuroplasticity doesn't take shape. Friends, you must have seen that often. You played a tennis serve perfectly well or a piano tune perfectly well in your practice, but just didn't get it right while executing that on the court or on the stage amidst this high voltage drama, isn't it? Why? Because your brain did convert your practice into a short-term memory and yet failed to create a long-term memory in your deeper brain because neuroplasticity didn't take shape as a result of the poor sleep ritual in between. Remember, that's why champions like Roger Federer, Djokovic, MS Dhoni, The Elon Musks, they have mastered their brain's neuroplasticity by making sleep a vital part of their training.
Sleep is really great. I find if I don't get enough sleep, then I'm quite grumpy. And also, like I try to sort of figure out what's the right amount of sleep, because I found I could drop below a certain threshold of sleep, and although I'd be awake more hours and I could sustain it, I would get less done because mental acuity would be affected. So I found generally the right number for me is around 6 to 6.5 hours on average per night.
So, friends, if you're up to playing your elite game, be it in sport, as a chef, as a business owner, or as an artist, never ever compromise on your brain rest or sleep as you toil hard to learn. If you do, you pay the price by losing to execute when it would matter the most. So, friends, before I sign off today, I'm going to give you two very powerful sleep rituals of champions which will help you to fall asleep easier and will allow you to produce elite performance. So, here is the first very important thing to understand from sleep science. In order to enter into a state of sleep or unconsciousness, you need a heart rate of 60 or below. This becomes very, very important, particularly in three circumstances. Number one, you want to now change your sleep rhythm. You have resolved to sleep a little early so that you can do intense and hard preparation early in the next morning after a good high quality sleep at night. This is like being a Michael Jordan or a Kobe Bryant from the NBA court. Number two, if you have come back from a washroom after a broken sleep. And number three, you wake up in the middle of the night and you find that your heart rate is up. If you find yourself waking up at the middle of the night and you're thinking maybe you want to go to the washroom, remember that isn't a really great idea. I want to be very clear about one thing. If you need to go to the washroom, please go to the washroom. But a lot of people wake up at the middle of the night, they may be thinking, well, maybe I need to pee. That isn't really a great idea, because remember, to fall asleep, you need your heart rate to be below 60. And guess what? When you are waking up from a lying position, moving on to the seated position, and then walking across to the washroom, what is happening? Your heart rate is up. So if you don't have to go to the washroom, don't go, please. Now, if you're on the bed and finding hard to fall asleep, you've got to do something that lowers your heart rate. And one of my favorite techniques that I've learned from sleep specialists is called 4-6-8 breathing. And what it actually does is that it dramatically lowers your heart rate actually below 60, where we really want it to be. It's quite simple. You breathe in for a count of 4. Hold it for a count of 6, and then breathe out for a count of 8. Now, friends, I want to be very clear about one thing. You do not push air in and out very hard here. This is a gentle breath in, holding, and then pushing all the air out. What it does is that it dumps out the excess carbon dioxide from your lungs, allows fresh air to come in and fill in, which means your heart doesn't have to work as hard, which in turn lowers your heart rate. And this is exactly what we're looking for here to make you fall asleep. Next, there's something very practical for neuroplasticity and elite performance. This is called non-sleep deep rest. This means you are lying in a position, it's dark, it's quiet, and you are not moving. Neuroscience confirms that it is a bit rejuvenative. It's not exactly like a sleep, but maybe an hour of that is equal to 20 minutes of sleep. So don't worry, friends, if you're lying there and you're still not able to fall asleep, it's okay, because you're still getting some form of rejuvenation. Don't forget, for elite adaptation, we are trying to slow your heart rate and the brain rhythm so that the desirable neuroplasticity takes shape in your brain. So continue to do several times the 4-6-8 breathing when you're lying on the bed and not able to fall asleep. And if you're still awake, do maintain the non-sleep deep rest. For sure, when you do that deliberately to ensure deep sleep along with optimum dosage of practice, you'll be surprised how you find flow in challenging times and produce elite performance when it matters the most. For now, do me a favor, please. If you found this video useful for you to prepare and produce elite performance, please subscribe and like this video. And don't forget to find 3 people with whom you can share this video with, because that will allow you to help others, and also later on find buddies to discuss and rediscuss for better understanding. Remember, that's the key as to how the elite performers evolve by being great learners. Thank you so very much, friends. For now, this is Sandeepan, Brainwaves Coach, signing off. I love you all.